Welcome, welcome everyone. Just getting things set up on this side. There we go. Okay, we'll give it a couple of minutes to see who is able to come on live with us. I have put a link in the comments below or to the side, which gives you access to the Planituding journal, which I will go into in a moment. But hey, if you're here, drop me a comment. How are you doing today? How has your Monday been? Got the Monday blues, or is Monday a good day in your world? Let us know. We'd love to hear. Okay? I'm going to get started very, very soon, guys. What is that? Gotta love technology. Always looks automatic. Cool. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. So, welcome to this week's Planituding event. My name's Jay, just like the letter J. I am living in the UK born and bred, and I have been on a mission to try and help people be the best that they can be. And as part of that, I have created the Planituding approach. So let's have a look. So this week there are going to be 5 sessions. Each session will be at 8 o'clock British summertime, London time, and each of the sessions are listed here. So today we're going to introduce planituding. Tomorrow we're going to do goal setting and motivation. Day 3, Wednesday, we're going to look at planning and intentions. Day 4, Thursday, we're going to look at gratitude, mindset and habits. And on Friday, we will do a summary and next steps. I'm just going to silence my phone before that does anything crazy. And let's have a look at today. So today, we are going to look at why you're here. You've either seen one of my ads, or you are in our planituding group, or you have been on one of my only other previous live online event, and you're curious. Okay, so we're going to discuss why you are here. We're going to discuss what planituding is and paradigms. New word, maybe not a new word, we'll go into that. We're going to look at where planituding came from and what is the point. And as I am a school teacher, most recently, I currently do supply because I absolutely love working with the kids. There is homework. Homework is also to cement the ideas that you learn. So you and I both know you can sit and watch as many of these kind of seminars or live trainings or lectures or TV programs as you want, but within a couple of minutes, probably forget most of it once you leave that area. So the idea behind homework for these live seminars is to really cement in this information that we are going to discuss. Okay? And as you cement it and as you implement it in your life, implementation is the key. That is what will get you to your best self every day. Okay? So, why are you here? You are possibly someone who feels a bit stuck. Bit like a leaf blowing in the wind who then gets stuck on a wire fence. Something's missing. You want more, but you don't know how to get it. Or maybe you think the world is completely against you. Like every single thing you try just goes wrong. Everything you do is wrong. And I can relate to both of these because I have been in both of these situations. Or maybe you're feeling a bit guilty because you are king or queen procrastinator. I am as well, or I used to be. Okay, and once you procrastinate, you think, oh yeah, I'll do that in a minute, I'll do that in a minute, and then you start to feel guilty. And then you're carrying that guilt around, which then makes you procrastinate more. and we just end up in panic. You know exactly where you want to be. You're frustrated because you can't get there. You're procrastinating because there's something inside you that says, oh yeah, just 5 more minutes scrolling through Facebook or social media 2 hours later. Binge watching on Netflix, we've all been there. It is perfectly normal, and you are more than welcome in this group and in these sessions to find out how to at least prevent this going forward or to stop it altogether. But that depends on how much you implement what we are going to discuss today. So you want a solution to put my teeth back in, to procrastination and a negative mindset. So procrastination is you are busy, really, really busy, but you're not being very effective. Procrastinators are not lazy. It's, yes, you might not be getting done what you need to get done that you're being told to do by the boss or that you want to do, but it's not because you're too lazy to do it. It's because you're like, ooh, shiny thing. You get distracted. You think, I need to make whatever this is as perfect as it can be when it's already perfect enough. Okay? But it's an inbuilt habit. And some of us procrastinate and some of us don't. But us procrastinators, and I will hold my hands up and say I procrastinate. I'm getting better at not procrastinating using this approach. But I used to do it horrendously bad. I could tweak a drawing or an information piece to the nth degree, and it wouldn't really look any different than the first edit that I did. Okay? And negative mindset. You know where you want to go, but you just can't get there. And so you feel like the whole world is against you. Like nothing you do is right. May as well just give up. What's the point? But then you've got this little niggling thing inside you that still wants to try. Okay? No, that does look better. Let's try again. Let's try again. Let's try again. So you're bouncing around ideas and then you're just getting demoralized. This approach is going to help you. So what is planituding? It is an idea that I came up with one day to amalgamate a habit building structure into my life. And I have created a journal. This is a printed copy. I think it would look better in A5, but we'll experiment with that. At the moment, it is available digitally to everybody who is on these live events. Please either visit my website, which links are below, refreshyourperspective.com/planituding to get your free copy, or drop me a message, I can send you one, or join our Planituding Facebook group. Okay, so I have put a link, I will just double check it's there, in the comments for you to have a look at the website. Yep, links all up and working. Okay, or I can send it over at the end of the streams. So planituding itself, the word is an amalgamation of planning. So planning is where you literally decide what you're going to do, where and when, in what order. Okay, and gratitude. So gratitude is being grateful for absolutely everything that you have, whether it be good or bad. And that is something we're going to go into later on in the week. And also intentions. So your intention is what you intend to do. Again, this is something we're going to cover later on in the week. But for now, planituding is a new daily habit to shift your approach and replace your paradigm. Now, that's a word you might have heard. If you were on my previous live event, you will have heard me discussing it. But if not, you are more than welcome to learn here. And I am going to go through what a paradigm is right now. So a paradigm. A paradigm is a multitude of habits that are built in subconsciously that basically control all of our behaviour. Because 95% of our behaviour is habitual. We have no control over it, or we do, but it's subconscious. Okay, so it's actions and reactions that we do automatically in response to a trigger. So you might walk past a cake shop and your habit says, I need a chocolate cake. Or, oh, that looks good. Or you get up in the morning and the first thing you do is scroll through your phone. 5 minutes in, you're like, why am I scrolling through my phone? Because that's a habit. That's what you've been doing for the last however many weeks or months or years. Okay, so paradigms, the easiest way to understand it is if we take a circle and we put a line across it, this circle represents your head. Okay, and then underneath is your body. So big circle on top with a line across the middle, and little circle below, which represents your body. The top half of the circle is your conscious mind, your thinking mind. It's where you have your higher faculties. You can reason, you have your perception, you have your intuition, your imagination, your will, and your memory. And these are all things that you can control consciously. Bottom half of the circle is your subconscious mind. So your conscious mind is your thinking mind, your educated mind. Your subconscious mind is your emotional mind. It controls like what you're feeling. So what you think and then what you feel. And then your body is basically a manifestation of whatever it is you're feeling. Okay? So conscious mind, you think, you have an idea, be it negative or positive. You feel, so that thought brings up emotions within you, your feelings. Those feelings put your body in a certain vibration, which gives out your action. Action then causes a reaction from the universe. Okay, I went into this in more depth in my previous live. I will again put the links for that in the group, in the Planituding Facebook group, and on my website as well. And they are all listed up on my YouTube channel, which is down below. So rethink your perspective on YouTube. Shameless plug there, but hey. So if you're thinking negative thoughts, the world's against me, I can't do anything right, how do you think you're going to be feeling? Pretty darn crappy. If you're feeling bad, you're going to put out bad vibrations. That bad vibration becomes your action. You're going to be quite slow, you're going to be quite miserable, quite down in the dumps. The universe is then going to respond to that and give you nothing but negative back. On the flip side, if you think positive, it's going to be a great day today, put yourself in a really, really good mood, you feel happy, you feel expectant, you feel like the world is your oyster. You put yourself in a good vibration. Everything you put out is good, everything you receive is good. Okay? Kind of works like this. So if you're thinking negative thoughts, worry, doubt, fear. How am I going to pay the mortgage? How do I get out of this job that I don't like? I really hate this job, but I really don't want to go back. But I've got to go back because I need to earn the money to pay the bills. Worry, doubt, and fear. That turns into anxiety, which is a recognised mental health condition. Okay, it's more recognised now than it used to be. And it's very common in our younger generations as well. And it's because we are constantly worrying about something. What will so-and-so think? What will so-and-so say? I want to do this, but what if I fail? What if I can't? We suppress that anxiety normally because it's not the done thing, or it never used to be the done thing, to express it or to ask for help. So we suppress it. That suppression becomes depression, which is basically anger turned inwards. You're frustrated, you're angry because you can't stop worrying and you can't tell anybody about it. You're bottling it all up, so you're getting depressed. This puts the body in a state of dis-ease. Not disease, single word, dis-ease. It's not at ease. Which actually they have proven, if your body is in a state of dis-ease and you're a negative mindset and you're worrying and you're anxious and you're depressed, it actually impacts your body as well. Your body can't work as effectively as it would normally. Now, of course, law of opposites. For every opposite, every negative, there has to be an equal and opposite positive. So if you're thinking positive thoughts, the opposite to worry, doubt, and fear is knowledge and understanding. So if you're worried about something, it's because you don't understand it, or you can't see an ending, or you don't know how you're going to solve that problem. You solve those problems by studying it and understanding what the problem really is. So you study it, you build your knowledge. This builds your belief and your faith. So instead of getting anxious, you start believing in yourself and your ability, and you start believing in the solution. This puts you in a state of wellness because you're expectant, you're believing, your faith, not maybe as a religious sense, but religion and science both agree that what you are understanding and your knowledge builds your belief and your faith because you have a bigger understanding of how it works. So it creates a feeling of wellness. You express that wellness because have you ever met anybody that's on a really good day and they've gone, yeah, I'm having a great day? No, they're bursting at the seams to tell everybody how they're feeling and how great their day is. They're absolutely on fire. They want to tell the world how well they are and they want to spread how they're feeling. This creates a body at ease. So we have our negative side and we have our positive side. Both of these are created by what you think. So as we said, if your thoughts are negative, you're going to go down the red side. Worry, doubt and fear, anxiety, depression, dis-ease. If you can find even the tiniest little thing that turns that negative thought into a positive, you go down the positive side. You feel great, you get great response from the universe, you attract things that are in line with your vibration. So you are literally, just checking, nope, that's fine. You are literally attracting everything to you that is in line with your vibration. You can only attract what is in harmony with you. So if you are vibrating positively, you're having good thoughts, you feel great, you're putting out great actions, that's all you're going to get back. If you're putting out negative, you're going to get negative back. Okay? Planituding is something that I think, and having used it for a couple of months now, really does help. Because it helps you to find the good. It helps you to practice gratitude. And if you are grateful for absolutely everything, what is there to be negative about? Yes, this situation that you are going through might be absolute hell's kitchen, worse than worse. But what you need to remember is for every single negative, there is an equal and opposite positive. If it's really, really bad, there has to be something really, really good. It might not happen right now, but it's coming. For every down, there's an up. Law of polarity. Law of opposites. For every bad, there has to be a good. So if you are going through an absolutely rough time at the moment, know that you're not alone for a start and that it will get better. And the steps to take to get it being better is to start finding the good. Okay? So, where did planituding come from? As I said at the start, I am Queen Procrastinator. I can literally do anything else than what I need to do at that moment and then just not get it done. And procrastination stems from basically you're not sure how to do it, or you don't know how to do it, or you're worried about the outcome, or you're scared of the outcome. So, for example, if you are an affiliate marketer, say, or a salesperson, you can sometimes do absolutely everything except pick up the phone and speak to someone or send someone a message. And it is simply because your paradigm, your inner self, is worried about what they're going to say. It's worried about rejection. What if they say no? What if they don't like me? What if? You're stuck. You're procrastinating because you're scared of taking the next step. So you're really busy, really busy. But I'll do that in a minute. I'll do that in a minute. But that thing is the thing that's going to get you to where you want to go. Okay? So it's a procrastination cycle. So you procrastinate. You then feel guilty because you haven't done the thing that you know needs to be done. You haven't reached that deadline if it's work. You haven't done that homework. You haven't finished the essay. You haven't made enough phone calls that week to meet your quota. Then you panic. What the heck am I going to do? I need to get this done. Makes yourself feel even worse. And then you start making excuses. Well, I haven't made all the phone calls because the battery died on my phone. I had no signal. I haven't done the homework because I had to walk the dog. I had to go and look after my sick grandma. I haven't met the deadline because Bob in the second office down the road 3 miles away needed my help with something. You can literally make up 100 different excuses, and I know because I've done it. Okay? But it needs to stop. It's not healthy. It's not helpful. And it's not doing any good or getting you to your goal. Okay? So, what is the point of planituding? Planituding is basically taking this cycle and stopping it. So, to stop that cycle, we need to stop the procrastination. If we stop the procrastination, we stop feeling guilty because we haven't done what we needed to do. We stop the panic and we stop the need to make excuses. Because you make excuses, you let yourself off the hook, you feel worse, you procrastinate some more. It's a never-ending cycle. And I know because I've been there. So if you are there, know that I feel it. I really, really do feel where you're coming from. And it's not a fun place to be. But what's worse is when you don't realise. And when you get that epiphany moment, hang on a minute, what I'm doing is not really getting me to where I want to go. When you reach that point, do not beat yourself up. It's not your fault. You've got into that habit and your subconscious paradigm, bottom half of your head, has literally just run with it. But you can change it. You can consciously decide when you notice yourself doing it. I still do it. You're scrolling through for, just 2 more minutes, 2 more minutes. Before you know it, it's half an hour later. When I notice myself now saying, just 2 more minutes, I go, no, I'm done. I need to do this. And I have a whole list of 10-minute tasks that I can go and do. So a 10-minute task is basically you get up from whatever it is that you're procrastinating with or that you're doing, and you go and do something that will take 10 minutes or less. Put the washing on the line, put the washing in the washing machine, do the washing up, empty the dishwasher, make some dinner, make a sandwich for your lunch, make a drink, make a cup of tea or coffee, or whatever your drink is depending on the time of day. Go for a quick 10-minute walk around the block, 5 minutes there, 5 minutes back. Anything that is going to take 10 minutes or less. Could even be a creative project. You could add something to a painting that you're working on. You could do 10 minutes on the sewing machine is my personal favourite. Or you could spend 10 minutes playing with a pet. Just 10 minutes to break that cycle. And then you go back to the activity that you should be doing and you get on. So planituding, the point of it is to create new daily habits that serve us, that get us to our best self every day. And as you remember, we are going to go into habits later on because a paradigm is a multitude of habits. And the paradigm's habits are basically a whole load of habits that keep us comfortable and secure and safe where we are. The paradigm doesn't want us to move anywhere else. So we might be thinking, we might have the idea of starting a business or quitting our job and trying to get another job. The paradigm is going to give you grief because that's unknown. It has no idea what that's going to be. So it gives you all the what if I fail? What if they don't like me? What if I can't pay the bills? What if I lose my house? Why can't we do what if I succeed? What if I get that promotion? What if my business takes off and in 2 years' time I'm a millionaire? We always focus on the negative, and that comes from years and years and years of human programming. Keep people feeling negative, they'll always be looking outside of themselves for the answer. Keeps us trapped in jobs, keeps us trapped in governmental regimes in certain countries, and things like that. But everything you need to succeed in your life is already in you. Everything you need to know is already there. Everything, all the skills that you need to do that new thing are already in you. You just need to unlock them. And you unlock them through study, knowledge, and understanding. Okay, so new habits that update our paradigm in line with who we want to be, not who we were programmed to be. So our paradigms that we have were probably programmed by our early life and generations before us. So in your family, you will probably notice, if you think about it and look at it hard, that you follow sort of the same path as your parents and your grandparents. So in the UK, we have working class, middle class, upper class. I personally was born kind of into working class. My mum was kind of administrator. My dad worked in the motor trade. My nan was a stay-at-home mum. Did a little bit of sewing on the side. My granddad worked in a factory. Did 4 years in the Navy in the war. But that was it. He just worked in a factory. On my mum's side. On my dad's side, my granddad was in the military. But I never met him, so I don't know much about him. And my grandma did a little bit stretch in the WI, and then she did some other little jobs as well. And my path has, yes, I've been to university. So my mum and my auntie both went to uni. My dad, no. But I did my degree. I did a little bit of environmental science. I had my daughter, decided environmental science had no money in it, did childminding. Moved to a location where childminding didn't really fit, did my teaching degree. So I am quite highly educated, but I'm still not earning very much as a teacher. Which is why when I came across this kind of material, I was like, no, I don't have to stay where I'm at. I'm not against where I'm at. I'm not, I don't have any resentment or any anger against it. Everything I've done now has got me to here. But where I am now is up to me where I go next. So it could be as simple as in your family, they decided that wearing buttons on a piece of clothing was completely no. So you never wore buttons. And even into your adult life, if you have buttons on your clothing, you feel uncomfortable. Because it's programmed into you that buttons are bad. Okay? If you come from a devout religious family, you will probably be devoutly religious. And if you stop going to church every Sunday, you will feel bad. That's your paradigm making you feel bad because religion is part of your paradigm. But it doesn't have to be. If you have a paradigm, if you have a habit that is not helping you, like the most traditional one that is all around the world, to get a good job, you have to have a good education. That's rubbish. Education is brilliant. I will not say anything against education. We need basic education across everybody. But our education systems need to change to the point where we don't have to have grade A's to get a brilliant job. There are hundreds of people walking the planet that have degrees coming out of their ears. No job, nothing to show for it, because they're not using the information properly, and that's the paradigm. They know the information, but they're not using it. So you have loads of paradigms, or your paradigm is made up of loads of habits that might not serve who you want to be. You are you. You are unique. There is only one you. But tomorrow you can be who you want to be. You don't have to stay as you are if you're not happy with it. If you're happy with it, awesome. Best place to be. If there are things you want to work on, you can work on them. But you cannot just stop an old habit. You can't just say, I'm not doing that anymore. You have to replace it. Otherwise, you're just going to find another bad habit to do instead. It's like smokers when they quit, when they suddenly just go cold turkey. If they haven't got something to replace that habit with, they turn to something else. They might turn to alcohol. They might turn to those little candy stick things that they can hold and twiddle in their fingers. They might suddenly start chewing pens, eating sweets. They need something to replace that habit because their hand needs something to hold. Their mouth needs something like to suck on, like the cigarettes. So they need to replace that habit. But if you don't replace it with a good habit, you will replace it with an easy bad one. Humans like the easy route. We like the easiest way out, full stop, every time. So you have to find a new habit that gives you just as much gratification as the one you're trying to replace. So the point of planituding is to replace old habits with new habits that update our paradigm in line with who we want to be, not who we were programmed by our generations and our early life to be. Okay, so we will identify and start looking at habits and things to help us build new habits in session 2. But for today, we now have some homework. So if you are watching this live, grab your pen and start writing down a list of absolutely everything you want. Now, it doesn't matter if you think you can get it. It doesn't matter how much it costs. It doesn't matter if you think you don't deserve it. All you are doing, and people watching the recording can do this right now as well, all you are doing is writing down a list of everything you want. The type of car that you want, the type of house that you want, the type of partner that you want, the kids that you want, the job that you want, the amount of money you want to earn. Realism out the window. Anything you can imagine yourself with that you want is a possibility. Because if it wasn't possible for you to get it, you wouldn't want it. Okay? So a list of everything you want, no thoughts as to how you're going to get it or why you can or can't have it. If you start putting things down and you start getting that little voice in your head going, you'll never get that, tell it to shut up. That's not what the point of this exercise is. You are literally writing out a list of everything that you want. You can write it out on your phone, you can write it out in a message, you can write it out on a Word document or something. You can send it to me. And I will literally go through it and be like, yes, 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 you can do all of these things. And what we're going to use that list for tomorrow is to set you a goal. And a goal is your why. The goal is the thing that you will give your life for because it is the thing that you want more than anything else. If it's not worth giving your life for, it's not worth having. Okay, so your homework tonight is to write a list of absolutely everything that you want, regardless of whether you think you can get it. And if you start thinking, oh, I can't have that, or how the heck am I going to do that? Stops there. Don't focus on that. Just focus on what you want. It could be a holiday to the Maldives. It could be earning £10,000 in a month. It could be earning more in a week than you've earned ever in a year. All of these things are possible. Flip side, do not focus on things like getting out of debt. Because if you focus on the word debt, even getting out of, you will just get more debt. You've got to find the positive. So instead of saying, I want to be debt-free, say, I want to be financially independent, to have enough money coming in to do whatever the heck I want with at any point. Because that will pay off the debts without you thinking about the debts. They'll just pay themselves off because you're earning enough money. Okay? So, today we have looked at why you're here. You are a procrastinator. You're not happy with your life. You feel a bit stuck. You want something to help you have a new approach to every single day to get you to the best you. We've looked at what planituding is. So it's an amalgamation of planning, gratitude, and intentions, which are all in the journal. So, for example, on each of the pages, there is a space for you to write what you're grateful for, things you want to get done tomorrow, your intention, and your goal at the bottom. And each of these things are things that we are going to touch on over this week. As I said, to get your copy, electronic copy of this, please go to my website, rethinkyourperspective.com/planituding. Refresh your perspective, as you can see there is my US ecom store. So I will get that changed for tomorrow. But rethinkyourperspective.com/planituding. The link is also in the comments of this video, and I will make sure that it is in the comments of the recordings as well. You can also join our Facebook group. Again, I will put the link to that in the recording. comments and also on my reThink page. Okay, we then looked at paradigms, because paradigms are what controls 95% of our behaviour. They are our subconscious habits. We have little control over them. We can control them by consciously choosing something else. But that is something that I touched on in my previous session, which the links are all in my YouTube channel and also in my previous group. Again, I can post those in the comments if anyone would like to see them. So where planituding came from, so it was my noticing of my procrastination and working out a way to change it based on lots of research that I've done over the last few months, a lot of the studying that I have done to put it all together into the journal as a way of creating new habits, really focusing in on this is what I want to do, this is what I need to do, this is what I do when I procrastinate, when I notice. So my 10-minute task, for example, as I discussed. Okay, and the point is to break the procrastination cycle, to get you to be the best you every day by making you more productive, more efficient at what you're doing. So it's not always the answer to work harder. We need to work smarter. And none of this sort of information is taught in schools. It is when I'm around because I sneak it in, but it needs to be more widely done. So if you think this resonates with you and you know people that it would also resonate with, feel free to share this video. I want to reach as many people as possible. And on day 5, I will be doing a special announcement, which I will announce on the day. Okay, but it won't cost you anything. But it will help you to put everything that you're learning this week into practice. So not only are you getting the free electronic copy of the journal, plus 5 days worth of training, there is also a special offer at the end. Okay, so we then looked at the homework as well. So homework, write a list of everything you want. Start writing it now, come back to it tomorrow morning, come back to it tomorrow evening. But make sure, if you are attending the session tomorrow, or before you watch tomorrow's session if you are watching recordings, please make sure you come with that list of everything you want. Okay? You will need it. So I thank you for watching this, either live or on the recording. I welcome any constructive feedback. If this was absolute tosh, absolute rubbish, let me know. I've got quite thick skin. I can take criticism, but I want to know what I can do to make it better. Okay, you can contact me on Facebook, on Instagram, by email, on my website, on the Facebook group, anything like that. Or there is a Calendly link there where you can set up a half-an-hour call with me to discuss anything that you've done on here and to see if I can help you further. Those calls are completely free of charge. So I hope that you have found this interesting. I also hope that you will share it far and wide so that we can get as many people starting this new approach as physically possible. Get humans to actually realise their limitless potential. Get out of the moulds that we have been grown into and become our best selves. And I hope to see you tomorrow. So thank you again. Ooh. It's gone a bit wrong. Thank you again, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.